Right, but these are the 5 things we learned from Manchester United's 2-2 draw at Anfield. We'll be talking about what we learned, Amarim's takeaways. But the first thing we learned is training helped. Amarim had a full week of training for Manchester United, and you can see the difference it made immediately. The team looked so much better in possession, we looked so much better on the ball, and we looked like an actual team. We've seen glimpses of the Amarim system at Manchester United, but we saw it in full fruition against Liverpool. We could see we were so much better on the ball, so much composed. Martinez talked about the mindset. We were less scared on the ball. We went with confidence. We showed determination, and ultimately just shows what a lot of training can do. And I think we had like 4 training sessions in the games. This one we had 2 in a week. That did massively show, and it was a big benefit for Manchester United and Ruben Amorim. You can see that, and even like in some of the way that we were playing out from the back, to go to Anfield like that in the way that we did, it was so great to see. And the training did massively improve. It did massively help Amorim in the fact, and we did look so much more confident in the way that we were playing. We looked like an actual team. We looked like we knew what we were doing, and whether that's training, Amorim talked about how he was learning and he was going through the basics with the team, which ultimately would have helped. And I think you look at that Manchester United team who has struggled so much, it was a testament to the team that the training did massively improve. Now, the second thing, the midfield was class. Ugarte, I'm going to put Bruno in there because he is a midfielder, but Ugarte, Mainu and Bruno were absolutely fantastic. Boss in the midfield, Ugarte was absolutely fantastic. He was all over the pitch. Yes, he did get pulled up position for that goal, but it was from a corner, and you got to give him the benefit of the doubt. But he was relentless and has been. You got to give Ugarte time. He's still a young player, and yes, he had a hefty price tag on him, but he's absolutely fantastic. The parts of midfield, he was fantastic. Simple passes, a great performer by him. Mainu as well. I think he complements Ugarte so well, and there's a big difference between Casemiro and Eriksen. Mainu's been fantastic, and he's had some very good performances for Manchester United, and that was another one against Anfield yesterday. So sharp on the ball, so calm, collected and composed, just takes it out of pressure moments. And I think Ugarte's ability, a lack of ability on the ball, he's still good on the ball, but Kobbie Mainoo brings up with that, and that's ultimately the balance that they have. Ugarte, Kobbie, absolutely fantastic, and Mainoo has looked a bit leggish, but I thought he was absolutely fantastic yesterday against Liverpool. Listen, they had Gravenberch, McAllister, and was it Curtis Jones who did fantastically well. He was absolutely insane in that midfield, and he was winning every duel, every possible duel from what I can remember. And as well as Bruno, listen, it was probably his best game in the United shirt, and I think it was very good what he said about why can't he do this every week. I think it's absolutely correct. You have to look at Bruno. He's a captain, a senior player. He should be able to be doing this every single game for Manchester United, and ultimately he isn't. And you got to look at it from a point of Bruno is one of those players who we like. And I thought he was absolutely fantastic. It was a proper captain's performance, and I think the way that he spoke after the game was very, very good. Talked about how you got to expect this every week. The standards have to be better. And ultimately, I think he did have a very good performance from midfield. Got 2 assists, more or less. I mean, the one to Garnacho played that Ahmad, he was a big part to play. And he was one of the main reasons why we got that result. And that is full credit to Bruno Fernandes, because he has been nothing but fantastic for Manchester United in the last, particularly in that game against Liverpool, to do it in that big away game. It was a big testament to Bruno, and ultimately he's one of those players that we trust. And we know on his day there's a fantastic player there, and we did see it yesterday with Bruno. Now, the third thing, Amarim's substitution impacted the game. Højlund coming off, I think he had to. He should have been more clinical. But I think Amarim was absolutely got the sub spot on again. Whether that's Mainu coming off, he was getting a bit leggy, he needed that. You dropped Bruno back into there, that was fantastic. I think bringing on Garnacho, he did change the game. Yes, he was going out wide, but again, he was coming inside. He got an assist. Very good performance by Garnacho. I think Yoro, absolutely fantastic. I mean, that tackle he made single-handedly won. He got us a draw. And yes, Maguire could have scored at the end, which I'll talk about, but Yoro was fantastic. Xerxes as well, great. Listen, I don't know about the pass to Maguire, but I think he had a good impact when he came on, and the substitution did change the complexity of the game. Now, the fourth thing, Martinez was class. I usually do talk about a few individual players, but Martinez for me was that man of the match. Yes, I think I gave it to Bruno, but looking back at the game, Martinez was fantastic. He's had a tough time. We've all criticised Martinez, but his performance yesterday was fantastic. He used quality. He was very good on the ball, very composed. Played up from the back, scored a great goal with the run. It was actually him who won the ball from Salah in the first place. And then carried on his run. He kept Salah very quiet on that side. There was a few one-on-one moments which he handled well. But yeah, very happy with Martinez. I think he had a very good performance, as well as the whole defence. I thought Maguire, the late was a bit shaky, but again, he still had some good moments. Maguire as well was good. Very decent performance by the team. Yes, there were chances we did concede. That was always going to happen. I thought Onana made some good saves as well. Now, the fifth and final thing, we need to be more clinical. We did have chances in that game. Højlund should have scored the Xerxes one. I think Ahmad had a shot. Bruno had a few. And if we can, like, the Højlund one is the biggest one, and the Maguire one, really. We had two big chances in the game, which we should have won. You can't, like, I know Liverpool had that McAllister one, which was a great save by Onana, and the Van Dijk header, which was straight at him. But we had probably the bigger and better chances. And it was a game which I think United actually could have won. It was very, very tough. I think the boys will take that, we'll take that. We go to Arsenal in the week, and on the weekend we've got another full week of training, which is very, very good. And I think Amorim will learn a lot from the game. But ultimately, I'm very excited. I think it was a very good performance by the team. And we deserve the point. People are going to say we deserve the 3 points, but we take it, we move on. We've got another big game against Arsenal, and it's back to the midweek fixtures. We've got Europa League coming up. But anyway, they have been the 5 things we learned. Thanks for watching, and peace.